So I just grabbed a couple items from my fridge, a couple of nice bone-in skin-on chicken breasts, and some milk that's gonna go in the risotto. So the first step to making the artichoke chicken braise is to dredge the chicken in a little bit of flour. You wanna hit both sides, but especially the skin side. And then you're gonna wanna start searing them off in your pan, a nice amount of olive oil. The flour just helps the chicken to develop a really nice color, and it aids in the body of the sauce. So don't skip this step. Want to get the pan on a medium-low to medium temperature, just enough to get a nice sizzle going on, and just let these guys brown. In the meantime, I'm going to get my milk, 2 cups milk, and 1 cup water heating up for the risotto. And bring that up to a boil. Well, now these are ready for the flip. One important thing in building the flavors for this delicious braise is to make sure that you brown up both sides. So after you've developed a beautiful caramelized color on the first side, go ahead and flip these breasts over and get the other side too. I'm going to compress them down a little bit into the oil and try to get as much contact as I can in the oil. Another important thing to call out right now is that as you're heating the milk, you do want to be whisking it periodically so it doesn't develop an ugly little skin on top. Well, these chicken breasts have had a few minutes on the other side now. Flip them over and take a look to see how they're doing. They have developed a nice color. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and take them out of the pan and set them back on their little plate here. They're not cooked at all yet, so don't get too excited about digging into them just yet. It is time to go ahead and build the rest of the foundation for the delicious braising sauce. So I have a little bit of onion and a couple cloves of garlic, both kind of coarsely chopped. Just going to give those a flip here in the olive oil, get them all loved up. I'm going to wait until I smell it becoming very aromatic around me. At this point, I'm also going to add a little bit of crushed red pepper. Those look great right there. Now you're going to want to add a couple slices of prosciutto that have been sort of chopped up a little bit. This adds such a nice complexity of flavor and a whole lot of salt. Really just yummy. Got all sauteed in there. Delicious. Now the next ingredient to add is going to be about a can's worth of quartered artichoke hearts. These are not the marinated type, these are just regular. Give them a chance to mingle in there with the onion and the garlic and the prosciutto. It's going to be so tasty. Now let's add the chicken breast back in here. Cleared off a little opening. I'm going to put them skin side up because I want that color to be there. I'm going to add to it about a half cup of white wine and the juice of half a lemon. It's going to make it very bright. And a couple little peels that I took off a lemon. I'm just going to put those in there. And then we're going to simmer this for about 35 to 45 minutes on medium-low heat. So I've got my milk up to boiling now. In fact, it's boiling over a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get my pan over here for the risotto. I'm going to drop a tablespoon of butter into it. Once it melts, I'll start browning the risotto, and then we'll start stirring it and making it do its magical thing. I have a half cup of arborio rice, which is the rice typically used for risotto. I'm just gonna kind of brown it here for a moment to develop a bit of flavor. Let it soak up the butter and all of its goodness. So after about 2 minutes on pretty high heat, I've got a slight golden tint going on in the risotto. It looks great. And now let's get this stuff cooking here. I'm gonna add a pretty good dose of the milk to start off. I'm gonna immediately start stirring it. 1, so it doesn't boil over, and 2, so I can start developing the gorgeous silky texture that risotto is renowned for. So there's a few things that differentiate an okay risotto from an amazing risotto. One of those things is the nearly constant stirring. As you stir it, the rice soaks up the liquids and then it wants more. And if you add it slowly, it helps to develop that nice texture. The other part that makes risotto amazing is that you use a hot liquid as your base. So you will see me putting my milk in the microwave for a couple seconds here and there just to keep it nice and hot. The best way to do it would be to have a second burner with the milk on it at a simmer. That's not an option I have, so I got a little workaround that I will be doing. While the risotto is still in its infancy here, I'm gonna go ahead and add just a little bit of salt, 1/4 teaspoon's worth. The cheese and the milk will help to add the rest of the salt that is needed to make this delicious and flavorful. Yum! Well, this risotto is looking amazing. It's almost tripled in volume, which is fun. So let's finish it up. Let's add the Romano cheese. I have about a 1/2 cup here of grated Romano cheese and about a 1/4 cup left of my milk and water mixture. I'm gonna add that all in at one time. Continue stirring until the cheese is melted. Basically making a risotto Alfredo here. Let's take a look here at the chicken. Grab that hot lid off there. Wow, does that smell amazing. So for a little fun and color, I'm gonna go ahead and add about a handful of spinach in there and replace the lid after I give it a quick little fold. I just want the spinach to melt. Doing this for color and for flavor. Back to the risotto to finish that up. Looks like the cheese is all melted now. I'm gonna give it a little taste and check the seasonings here. Wow, that's heaven. You've got to try this. I'm gonna take it off the heat because it's ready right now. Perfect and beautiful. Meanwhile, back over here on the chicken area, spinach wilts very quickly, so you don't really need to spend a lot of time waiting for that to happen. I'm actually gonna go ahead and pull out the chicken breasts and get them plated first. Get that spinach all folded into the artichoke and braising liquid. I'm gonna put that over and off to the side. Add got this beautiful white risotto next to it. Such a nice contrast to the bright lemoniness of the chicken. The creamy risotto just rounds out the meal. And for a little more fun color and flavor, I'm gonna go ahead and garnish this with a mix of Greek olives and those little sweet peppers. All of these items can be found on the olive bar at your grocery store.